Hello. Welcome to the live today. Is that a Violet I see? Hello, Violet. Hi. How are you, my dear? Nice to see you. Although I can't really see you. I just see your picture and you're typing. Hello, hello. Hey, Trishan. Welcome back. Oh, happy it's Friday. Happy Groundhog Day, if that means anything to anybody. Hi, Trishan. How are you? Hi, Mary. Welcome. Mm, Groundhog Day. It's funny. It's not a real holiday, but Mary. Hello, welcome. Welcome. Hi, Joanne. I see your picture there. Hi, Linda. Nice to see you. I love that beautiful flower. Where did you get that flower from? Just look how bright and brilliant that flower is. I love it. Oh, I forgot to turn the music on from your garden. It's a poppy. Ooh, I like that. Let's see. We need a nice long song today. Let's go with the Hidden Valley. Oh, the 3-hour version. That's long. Hey, Joanne, what are you saying? Morning, Greg and everyone. I can't see you for some reason. Oh, no, you might need to exit the app and come back in. How's everybody else's video? Kindly let me know. Good morning, Peter. Good morning. Whoop. Hi, Jenny. Welcome from Seattle. Violet's is very clear. Oh, now you can, Joanne. Okay. See? Hello, hello, my friends. We've got some people here from the Circle of Love. That's awesome. I don't want the music to be too loud today. Welcome. Happy Friday. Happy Saturday for those just waking up down under in Oceania. Happy to have you guys here. I'm excited for today's live. I'm feeling really good today. Yesterday was a self-judgment free day, and I feel like it was the first one I've had in a few weeks. I've had a lot of judgment about my business and where that's going and stuff like that. And yesterday just felt freeing. And then I had this great meeting with Jackie Mancuso where she was teaching me some things that she knew about, and I was teaching her some things I knew about. It was a really lovely little time with my sis, so to speak. So just continuing in that energy today, getting some things done, and happy to see what unfolds here in our beautiful live. I also just had a awesome hour-long conversation with one of my former bestest, well, not former, really, still current, bestest friends on the planet. We hadn't seen each other for about 12 years. And then, like 2 weeks ago, we Zoomed, and it was just so good to see her. We used to talk quite regularly. So we're setting the intention to talk a little bit more regularly because I love her to pieces. And like I said, for a long time, she was my bestest friend on the planet. So that was really cool. Let's see what everyone's saying. Hello to Violet from PETA. Same, PETA? You too, same what, my dear? Joanne says, me too. I had a brilliant day yesterday. Did a whole lot of things I haven't been able to do for months and months. Wow, Joanne, I love that for you. That's super cool. Yeah, it's fascinating. And I don't know, I forget who on here also follows Jackie Mancuso or goes to her astrology live streams. But there was a big astrological event that happened on Saturday. And right now is this time period where none of the planets are in retrograde for the first time in months. And so my understanding of these things, which is, just a little bit, is that sometimes the energies of these transits can take a little bit to take effect, or they can cause a bit of an upheaval depending on the planet, and then the dust settles, so to speak. So that's right, you do, Violet. Yes. Okay. I'm glad for the folks who are feeling better. How's everybody else? Who else is here? Say hi, say hello, where you're from, how you're doing, how you're feeling. Oh, and I have some good news. Since you guys are early, you'll get the news first. Violet says, I've had a headache for a week, but I keep ignoring it and it comes and goes. I am so sorry to hear about that. I don't like headaches. They're very uncomfortable. I have sympathy for your head right now. I don't see Gary's picture yet, Linda. He was here on the Wednesday live. He was quite sad and feeling lonely because of the death of his beloved pet. I'm hoping that he is feeling better today. Hi, Sherry. She says she's wonderful. I'm a bit bummed as well, but I trust. Ah, okay. Why are you bummed, my friend? Do you know why you're bummed? Sometimes we don't know why, right? Sometimes we just have, there's this thing that I sometimes label as existential feeling. So like sometimes I have an existential loneliness or an existential angst. It's not about anything specific. I just have it. Linda, I agree. I hope he checks in. He's usually a regular here, so we'll see what happens. He's not always exactly on time. Violet says, "Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. Pet loss is so hard." Yeah. Your job is slow, Sherry. Yeah. Yeah. I can relate. I've recently come to an awareness that I might shift the direction I was originally heading, or it's not so much shift the direction I was originally heading, but it's just more clarity about the direction I want to go in. So one of the reasons I met with Jackie yesterday was to learn how to use Patreon to set up group programs. So I've had this in my mind for a bit, or a smidge, as I like to say. Yeah, so I'm sort of gently diving into thoughts and reflections around what I want to do regarding group programs, small group or larger. So stay tuned for more info on that as it develops. I'm definitely thinking of doing a small group, similar format to the live here, but on Zoom. And it would be probably no more than 8 people because historically on these lives, it looks like I can do about anywhere between 3 and 5 in an hour and a half. So like like meeting twice a month or something. This is just an idea. It's not a guarantee or for sure right now, but I'm really, oh, thanks, Peter. Yeah, I feel like it is intriguing for me too. Jeanette, hello, dear friend. Did you change your picture? No, you'd still have it. Oh, it's good to see you. It's nice to have you here. My dear one, Jeanette. Also, I am starting Sunday lives, not this weekend because I felt like I wanted to ease into it. So let me give you you can see this on my profile as well. So not this weekend, but February 11th, or for those down under, it would be the 12th. Or like I like to say those in the future. Yeah, so February 11th, I'm going to try my first Sunday live. That's when I'm going to do a third one because people said they wanted one. And then I'm going to do another one at a different time on the 18th. And then we'll take them from there. I'm not sure about the 25th because that's my birthday. And even though the idea of doing a live on my birthday sounds really exciting, I just might want the whole day off. So, alrighty. Joanne, what's that? Sorry for your headache, Violet. I know how you feel. Try putting your thumb and first finger together and push a pen or something like that into it. Oh, is that an acupressure point, Joanne, or something? Or like what do they call them? A trigger point or something? Yes, a trigger point, acupuncture trigger point. That's cool. Oh, good, good, good. Well, welcome. Is this anyone's first time? I know we have quite a number of repeat visitors and friends. Anyone want to say hello if it's your first time here? Hi, Mary Lou. Good to see you. Always a pleasure. Hey, Gary, there he is. We were wondering how you are, buddy. How you're feeling. Jenny, so good to see you, my dear. Anyone want to check in and say hi? First time here. If it is your first time, hello. Hi, Arlene. Aloha to you. My name is Greg Phillips. I'm coming to you from Rochester, New York, which is in Western New York State on Lake Ontario. on planet Earth, or in USA and planet Earth. And what I do is I am an energy healer and spiritual guide for folks that are spiritual seekers. And I do something called ChakraTouch. It's a gift that I was given many, many years ago and took like 14, 15 years to embrace and say yes to. And now I offer it here on Insight Timer and in privates. And the actual that I do is I tap into, so this format of the live is a sort of a readings format. I don't do anything predictive, but what I do is I read people's energy. So I start to make a list. Hello, Sophia. Nice to see you again. I start to make a list and I use a little random wheel generator thing. And then the universe picks somebody and I do an energy reading for them. And the specifics are that I basically tap into their chakras and I listen and witness their energy. And I kind of consider that I open myself up as a channel for love and a conduit for all that. And what happens is the energy starts to show me different qualities of its movement, images, visuals, shapes, sounds, a whole bunch of stuff. And I begin to describe that, reflect it back to the person having the reading, and then together, I guide that person on how to use that energy towards whatever resolution that might be. That could be physical, mental, or emotional healing. It could be a breakthrough on a pattern of thought. It could just be a huge dose of delicious love. And I often invite everybody else who's participating to support through various means. So that's what I'm about. Hi, Gary. I'm glad you're okay, but by okay, I'm hoping that means that you're not too down. But if you are, it's understandable you're grieving that loss. Yeah. What else is everyone saying? Hi, Magda. Hello from Poland. Oh, I've never been to Poland. Always wanted to go. Welcome. Nice to have you with us. Very good. All right. Well, let's start the list, my friends. You guys can continue to check in and say hello. And also, it sounds like everyone is helping Violet with her headache. I love that. Also, punch your earlobes towards your face all the way from the top of the ear to the bottom. How, Jeanette, what is that? Punch your earlobes towards your face all the way from the top of the ear to the bottom. Okay, Sherry and Jenny. Jenny. Thanks for that song, Jenny. Oh, it's reflexology. Cool. Arlene wants on the list. If you want on the list, please say yes, me, yes, please, however you want to say it. Well, the part of your earlobe inwards. Trishan, yes, Trishan, we didn't get you last on Saturday, so we'll see what happens there. Violet, oh, I'm really curious to see if you'll get called to see what energy is behind that headache, my friend. Barbara, my mom's name was Barbara. Still is, but she's dead. But yes, beautiful, love that. Magda, yes, please. Okay, am I saying that right? Magda or Magda? Magda? Sophia. Love that name, so Italian. Yes, I'm saying it right. Gary, yes, we're going to put you on the list finally. I love that for you, buddy. We'll take one more name for now. Anyone else want to get on? Magda. Yeah, I like that. Magda. Hello, Ariel. First time. Wonderful. We will put you on as number 10. Anika. Love seeing Anika. I love seeing the people who I've been friends on Insight Timer with for a while before I became a teacher. So she's one of them. Yes, yes, yes. Hello, good to see with you. How's your beautiful son doing today, my dear? Hiya. You're welcome, Ariel. Better and stronger every day. Yes, I love that for you. That is awesome. I'm so fidgety in my chair lately. It's funny. All right, my friends. What? I will chill and participate with my beautiful energy. This is what Jeanette's saying. Beautiful energy from the goddess Bridget in honor of Imbolc. Very cool. I have no idea what Imbolc is, but that sounds pretty awesome. All right, my friends, we're gonna spin. Are you ready? We're gonna spin the wheel and find out what happens. Here we go. I love doing this. So much fun. Oof, wow. It was almost an 8. Gary, the universe wants you. This is amazing because again, just like on Wednesday, it was almost an 8. And then it turned into the 9, and that's scary. And I forgot to shuffle this time. That's funny. Gary, what are you guys saying? Sherry's talking about midway point between winter and spring. Oh, is that what, how do you say that again? Look, in bulk. Oh, okay. It almost sounds Celtic. Hello, Stephanie. Welcome. Nice to see you here. Gary, you got called on, my friend. You're wearing an 8 infinity pendant. I love that. That's so cool. Yippee, Gary. In bulk is a midpoint. All right, my buddy. It is very Celtic. Good to know. I love learning about other cultures and other traditions. They don't always resonate, but the learning of them is great. All right, our friend Gary is up for a reading. You want me to wing it? Wing it, Greg. Maybe something about my grief? Okay. So, I love having things to focus on, so that's great. We'll go with yeah. I have for those who are new, I have some fun categories. I haven't mentioned these in about a month, but I talk about body owies as a focus point to get a reading. Um, Noggin naggers, like things that are stuck in your head that like you can't let go of, and then heavy heart things. So we're gonna do heavy heart for Gary today. All right, my friend. Uh let's see what we've got. So Gary, feet flat on the floor. If you're sitting up, please, my friend, and just place your left hand on your heart and the right hand on top of it. And let's see what we have. Hmm. Interesting shape already. So when I first tapped in, Gary, the feeling, the quality of the motion that I got was kind of a splashing or a sloshing of water. But then as I tapped in a little bit more and felt in, I see like it's not a glass, it's a container. I don't know what size it is. And it's just the water is sort of sloshing back and forth in it. And there's just a very, it doesn't spill out of the glass. The glass isn't full. It's maybe 2/3 to 3/4 full. And I don't think it's a glass. It could be a vat or a tub or something, but it's definitely cylindrical shaped. And the water is just sloshing back and forth. So it's not like waves in an ocean or a body of water. It's like it's the kind of motion you see when you're holding a glass full of a liquid and you're jostling it around a little bit. So hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it has a sad quality to it. Hmm. Hmm. My heart is just really going out to you right now, Gary. So I'm getting a sense that this is coming in a little bit stronger. This container, I guess we'll keep calling it a glass. This container is on a journey. So I'm feeling and seeing that it's being pulled or carried. Like I get the picture that it might be on the back of like the bed of a pickup truck or on a trailer being pulled behind something else. Um, Hello, Kiana. Good to see you. Gary, I don't know if this is resonating or anything, but just try and feel in or visualize this image. But I feel like this is a bin or a larger than a glass, a container of this water, and it's being not drugged around, but it's traveling in some way. It's being transported. That's the word. It's being transported, and I don't know where it's going, but right now the motion of that transport, it's just like if you were to put a large, like a hot tub or a vat or like a something, and you fill it halfway with water. As it's been being driven around and transported, the water just sort of sloshes back and forth with the motion of the travel, right? The motion of the vehicle that it's in. And let me just let me know. You've had no shortage of sadness. Yeah, I can imagine that that's true. So let's just, Gary, I'm gonna call this a pickup truck. If it's not, you pick something else for us, and let's just you and I get in the front seat. Then we don't need to drive. We're just gonna sit and we're just gonna see. I can feel your sadness, my friend. We're just going to be observers and witnesses of this scene, okay? We're just gonna go along for the ride. So this water, this container, this vat or cylinder is probably full of your tears. Whether you've been crying or not, tears are an expression of our emotions and some of our deeper ones sometimes. And so we're just on this journey together, Gary. And we're just traveling through the countryside, transporting this vat of sloshing. Yes, it's very emotional, sloshing tears. Thank you, Christina. Gary, this countryside, what I'm seeing, it's a beautiful space. It's rich and verdant and bright in colors. There's the softer colors and then the earthy ones and the ruddy reds and the dark browns, and then there's the bright greens and the colorful reds and oranges and yellows and the blue sky, and the clouds are beautiful, cottony and puffy, and we're just going on a trip. We're transporting your tears somewhere, and I don't know where, but let's just watch and see how this unfolds. Let me know if you're with me on this, my friend. Could it be a UTV, me riding in the back, holding my dog before we buried her? Well, I'm not seeing the dog, so of course some symbolism comes through in different ways. But yeah, a UTV. Remind me what that is. Utility. It's not ATV. You riding in the back, holding your dog before you. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it could be, but the vat. This is your energy. So there's a liquid that we're transporting somewhere, and maybe that liquid. I'm sensing that that liquid is your sadness for your beloved animal. So yeah, UTV, pickup, whatever it is, whatever you want to picture, but we are definitely transporting this vat of sloshing water and tears somewhere. And maybe it is to the burial place. Let's see. And if anyone wants to support Gary, you feel welcome to place your hands right on the center of your heart, or right on the center of your chest and your heart chakra. And just move your mind, your mind's eye into deep in your heart center and think of people, places, and things that you love, and just hold that space in your heart. If you feel called to send Gary energy, you are welcome to do so. You do not have to, because very simply by holding a space of love in your heart, we are holding a space of love for Gary. Gary, you're doing great, buddy. You're just give yourself over to this transportation and what we're doing here. I don't know where it will lead, but you are safe and you are secure, and we are all here supporting you and loving you up. So we are arriving somewhere now. It's very, very pretty. It's peaceful. It's teeming with life, but it is very calm. It looks like a hill with a tree on top, and we're driving gently up to where we can park safely. And just go around to the back and pick up this container. It's not too big. It's not small like a glass, but it's big enough to lift up. And just take it lovingly in your arms and hold it and begin to walk up the hill towards the large tree. When you get up to the top, turn and put your back to the tree for a second and just look out at this amazing, beautiful scene. You're surrounded by beauty, life at its fullest. And you're also aware of the death in the vegetation in some spots and how the trees are maybe losing their leaves in areas. It's all there, beauty of life and the beauty of death. And then turn back around. And I'm sensing that you're supposed to pour the water around the base of this tree. And do so with great gentleness, my friend. Bring your focus and attention to pouring the water as gently and as lovingly as you can. Make sure that you mind your step as you walk around the tree and pour it in a gentle circle around the base. The UTV is a bigger version of an ATV with a pickup-like box in the back. Okay, great. You're describing the area quite accurately. Okay. The area? Okay, fascinating. Yeah, just continue to pour that water around the tree, Gary. This is your sadness and your tears, and you're just like you returned your dog to the earth. You are offering your tears. You are offering your tears of love and grief back to the earth. And this tree seems to relish in it. It seems to transmute your tears and the water that you're pouring into this beautiful, beautiful energy. It's way of honoring and acknowledging your love and your devotion to your pet. It seems that the leaves get brighter in their green, and the color of the bark seems to grow in a richer, earthier quality as you pour the water. And when you come full circle back to the front of the tree, I just want you to turn the vat over and sit on top of it, lay your back against the tree, and just look out and feel the comfort of the vat holding you up and supporting you. Close your eyes and feel into the roots of the tree. Feel how deeply they go. You may be on a hill, but this tree's roots reach even deeper than the height of the hill. They go deep into the earth. And Gary, move your hands down to your belly and just sense into the roots of this tree. You feel them as though they were your own legs, as though your very soles of your feet were extending deep into the planet. And in your mind's eye, just tilt your head a little bit and listen. Listen to the wind rustling in the trees of this great tree. Listen to the movement of the wildlife and listen for a message. I don't know where it'll come from. It could be the wind. It could be the roots. It could be the ground. See if that message comes through, my friend. My message for you, and this may not be the one that's coming from where we're visiting right now, from the journey we're having, but my message is that you are safe and you are secure and you are deeply loved. We all here care very deeply for you, Gary, and we do love you. Your pain is something to embrace, my friend. I know it's hard. I know it's a difficult time. When you embrace that, when we embrace our grief, we're really paying honor and homage to the person or the being that has passed on before us. And everybody deals with and feels the sadness in a different way. We feel the loss of that presence, the physical presence of that being, of that person, that animal. And yet we have our memories of them, right? We have all those wonderful, loving reflections. And just like we learn when we do the love bomb, Gary, you can think of your animal fondly and it will bring that up and you'll be right in that moment again. And there's both the joy and the sadness in that sometimes, but that's just such a sweet thing to do, is remembering the pet, remembering the loved one. And when you feel sad, you can come to this place on the hill in your mind, my friend, and you can just sit down. You'll leave the vat there, I think. I think we're just going to leave the vat there and let it be part of the landscape. And you can just picture in your mind the beauty and the solace and the peace. This is a place for you to feel safe and connect with your doggy, to connect with nature. Just holding a huge space for you right now, Gary. Thank you for your vulnerability, for your willingness to feel this and be with us and feel this with us. And if I were there, I'd give you a big hug. So I'll give you one virtually. Your dogs did? Wow. That's right. You have multiple pets. Oh, Gary, beautiful journey, my friend. I'm sure you have. I'm sure there's more to unfold, as is the case. I've lost both my parents in the last 12 years, and even when I think I've moved past that, sometimes a memory comes up and it just reconnects me with them, whether I'm feeling happy about that memory or sad. I do appreciate that reconnection. So I love this for you, Gary. Good work. Good job. I hate saying the word, but great journey today. So much vulnerability and willingness. Let's see what everybody was saying. Oh, Kiana, you lost your father-in-law this morning. I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah. Glad he's no longer in pain either. Oh, wow. Your Shih Tzus used to walk with you there. That's amazing. Wow, Gary. So beautiful. A lot of people sending you love, Kiana. We'll hold Kiana in my heart, in our hearts too. Gary says, I planted 14 fruit trees in this area 6 months ago. We had to water the trees with 5-gallon jugs. Get out. Oh my God, that's so crazy. I love this work. I love how it ends up synergizing sometimes with people's actual real life experiences. It just blows me away. Oh, so good. Well, wishy-washy is a great word, Gary. Yeah, grief is hard. It's natural though. I mean, you hear me talk about allowing, loving allowance at all times. This is one of the hardest things to allow is our own grief and our own loss. I mean, I'm quite familiar with loss. When I lost everything in 2008, it really confronted my self-image, what I thought about myself, how I was going to live my life. I faced so much uncertainty, and I continued to lose things over the period of that first year, 2008, 2009. And then 3 years down the road, my mom takes terminally ill, and I lose her. So it's something's coming through. Loss and grief are, I don't know where this is coming from, but I love these when they come through. Loss and grief is like going for a gentle stroll through a park or a woods that you've never been to before, right? You're out, you're walking, you're enjoying the movement, you're curious, you're a little concerned about whether you'll be able to stay on that path. You don't know where the path leads. You don't know how big the park is. There's a lot of mystery and unknown, but you're walking, you're in your body, you're enjoying the outside. Maybe you have a curious mind, or maybe you're observing the nature and the wildlife, or who knows, maybe you're walking lost in your thoughts and your memories and you're not paying attention to the surrounding, which is just as fine. It's all beautiful and it's all good. The point is, you're having an experience that is unfolding one step at a time as you are walking. So grief and loss is something that I believe our hearts call us to walk through. And that's one step at a time. Some days that one step is just tiny and really, really, really small, and it might feel like we're stuck. And the next day we can take, leaping steps. It's going to vary. That's just the nature of it. It is a very strange, wishy-washy beast, Gary. Yes, and Kiana is saying be kind to yourself. The loving allowance is so important right now. Allow your feelings, my friend. Try not to judge them. You know, if you do come up with stories around it, and if you, I mean, just let them come up. It's fine. It's okay. There is no right or wrong in this, my friend. It just is. It is just what you're experiencing. You lost a loved one. This is deep stuff. So, ah. Yeah, yeah, I see that. Gary says it's like you walked me through a common occurrence. Well, that's really profound, Gary. Maybe the significance of that is that because it's common, it's comforting. Maybe that's where that visualization and that imagery came from through me to you and back to you. I don't know. So, all right, Gary, I think we're complete for that for now. We can always do more later. Please treat your heart with loving kindness and tenderness, my friend. It is tender and vulnerable right now. Stephanie says, holding space in my heart, Gary, Kiana, and anyone else going through a hard time. Thank you, Stephanie. That's amazing. Liz says to Kiana, along with others in the room here and elsewhere in the world who are going through. Yes, in my heart. Yep. I love autocorrect and I mistype all the time. Yep. You're welcome, Gary. Love having you here. Thank you for showing up and taking us on your journey today. All right, my friends, Gary is complete. We will move on to the next spinning of the wheel. Hi, Jeanette. Greg, these readings are so beautiful. Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate how you guys appreciate the love that I am opening to bring and hoping to bring, and also that you recognize this gift. I'm still learning about this gift. It continues to amaze me and blow my mind. I'm glad it does that for you guys too. It means a lot to me. Your recognition of me and my gift is definitely heartfelt. I appreciate that. All right, let's spin the wheel again. Kiana, I would love to. Thank you for speaking up. I will get you in the next spin, my dear. Ariel, number 10. Ariel, calling Ariel. Hello, Ariel. Are you still here? Gonna add 11. Yes. Well, you know what? I think that there is some beautiful medicine to holding space for each other's grief and community. You know, grief's one of those things that has its own course. It has its own unfolding, which is why the loving allowance is so powerful in this scenario as well, you know, and community being present for us. It's just, I'm so glad you showed up today, Gary. Just thank you for being here, my friend. Thank you, Jeanette. Thank you for saying that. Ariel, are you still here? Did we lose Ariel? Thank you, Jeanette. Liz says to Kiana, along with others in the room here and elsewhere in the world who are going through and experiencing difficult and or sad feelings, emotions, thoughts, and our experiences, I'm sending you energetic healing vibes, along with my love, a virtual hug, and my support. I'm holding each and all of you in my heart, mind, spirit, and soul. Liz, that is so sweet. Thank you, and very heartfelt. Grief is a real tough emotion, and for some people it's easier, and for some it's not. And it's just a journey. It's just a journey, my friends, and just go along for the ride. That's all I really have for that. Just brings us to our knees at times, Jeanette says. Yeah, it does. And you know what? Another thing, this is just coming through now too. Grief very much highlights our relationship with death, our belief system. This has been my experience. This may not be yours, and that's fine. But it really brought to light what I believed about death, about my death, about others' death. And it really helped me think a lot more about my connection to life in general, you know. I know for that my brother, when we lost our mom, he spent many months really feeling into his own mortality and wondering about that. And, you know, at that time, you know, we weren't as old as we are now, but at that time he was thinking about it a lot, about what the future held for him in that way. And it wasn't a depressive thing. It just really brought him into a deep state of reflection and a lot of sorrow at times. So who knows what will unfold from the process. I'm someone who's not afraid of death. And when my mom died, I felt closer to her than ever. And she was worried about that. And I said, don't worry, Mama. You know, I'll be fine. And, you know, I know that you'll always be with me. I actually have a spot on the lake near here where I go and I hang out with her sometimes, which is really sweet. All right, my friends. I don't think Ariel's here. Last call for Ariel. I always feel a little bit of like, oh, something missed out there. All right. So Ariel was not present. We will spin again. Anyone else want to get on the list before I spin again? You are more than welcome to. What are we saying here? Liz is saying hi to everybody. Kiana says, love that, Greg. I'm finally getting to that place with my parents' death. Yeah. And everybody takes a different path to it, Kiana, in my opinion. It's just an opinion, my perspective of nearly 60 years on the planet and watching and listening to many people go through this. So, anyone else want to get on the list before I spin? I love you guys being here. All right, I'm gonna spin. Whee! Michelle, I will add you for the next spin, my friend. All right, let's see who it's gonna be. Lucky number 8. Who was wearing an 8 infinity? Who was that? Who gets called is Sophia. Sophia, are you still here? I have Michelle as 12 for the next spin. Yes, Sophia. All right, Sophia. What do you got going on? A body owie, something stuck in your noggin, heavy on your heart. You have a question. How can I be of assistance? What kind of guidance do you seek today? Joanne says, my hubby and I lost both our parents within the space of 2 years, and I was on the other side of the world when my mom died, but she visits me lots. Wow. Clarity, Sophia. Tell me more, please. Um, which might be hard if you're seeking clarity, but if there's a topic or a focus of something, is this about life path, life direction, work, love, whatever? It just helps sort of focus my gift. Life path. Okay. I'm gonna make a note of that. Well, tell us a little bit more about what you're going through, Sophia, in that regard. What are your thoughts on it lately or your feelings about it? Whatever you feel comfortable sharing. If you don't feel comfortable, I'll just wing it and we'll go with there. So just let me know. With life path, as many of us know, there's often a lot to chew on mentally and emotionally there. And while you're working on a description there, I'm just going to tap in and see what we've got for you. That's an interesting shape. All right, I'm already getting an image in your mind. That's a compelling shape. I think I'm going to stay with that. All right, Sophia, I already got something, so we're going to work with that. If you're still typing or if you're not, that's fine either way. But when you're ready with your hands, just bring your left hand up to your forehead. Okay. Oh, wait. Yeah, bring your left hand up to your forehead and place your right hand on top of it there. Okay. And the image I'm seeing is quite fascinating. So at first I sensed a swirling energy, but what it was, the quality of the movement was very specific. So it was this tightly condensed ball of energy swinging around in your mind. But then what was really, really fascinating with that was that after I tapped into that, then there was this image of that it's actually on the end of a rope or a string or a thread maybe. Okay. So picture, if you will, or feel into, there's this condensed ball of energy. So it's potent, it's powerful. It happens to be quite fast, but it's not traveling on its own in this circle. So this spinning is it's like if you have a ball on the end of a string and you lift it into the air and start moving it around, right? The string tightens up, right? The string gets some tension in it. And it almost, I mean, perceptually, when you're watching as it go around, the string looks like it was maybe a straight, like a solid stick, right? It makes a straight line. And then the ball is just spinning around. So that's the image and the energy that I'm getting in your mind right now. And it has an intensity that I didn't originally notice. Wow, it is really whipping around, but it's being completely controlled and um, led by whatever is holding onto this string. So let me know if you have if you can see this image or feel into this energy, and I will continue to sort of see what we have going here. Sophia, does any of that resonate with you in any way? So there's something about this whirling of this ball around. I almost feel like, yes, oh, fascinating. You think your heart? Okay, so this just came through as I was observing this image. So, Sophia, I just want you to keep your hands on your forehead there and just watch this image. Be the witness with me, be the observer. And the energy of this that I'm getting, this is fascinating. I love this for you. The energy of this that I'm getting is that this ball is being whipped around on the string in order. It's almost like what is that thing? Not the slingshot, a bolo. It's almost like when you're winding it up. The energy is winding up for you to launch it in a specific direction, but it feels like the winding up is mm, just getting this energy, Sophia, that you're in this build-up phase, and maybe it's not really okay. Wow, it's fascinating. You're on this journey, and I relate to this. There was very much a journey that I had to go through to build up to say yes to offer ChakraTouch. I've mentioned that many times, but with this image, you think your heart not sick? Can you clarify that? Well, the sense that I'm getting is that what's going on is this building up to a release, or a building up to letting go and launching this ball of energy in a specific direction. But here's the interesting thing. If we think about doing something like that physically, right? If you think about doing that way physically, right, you might have a clear idea or an intention of where you want to launch that ball on the string, right? Or you might not. There's a certain quality, though, as you do that, you can't be too busy thinking about where you're going to launch it, where you're going to send it, right? If you're busy looking around and not paying attention to the winding up and the ball, you're kind of losing control of the process, if you will, right? You have to keep a certain amount of awareness with what you're doing with the wind up before you throw this thing, right? You have to have an awareness of how to move your arm, an awareness of the balance of the ball and the string and what's going on there. So, and this is so true with my experience of life path. I can get so focused, my mind can get so busy wanting to know where we're going to end up, wanting to know where that ball is going to land. And I miss out on being present with how amazing it is in the moment of the buildup and the journey along the way. I don't know if any of that resonates with you, but that is what I'm sensing going on. And I feel like the more you can drop into being present with what is actually going on, that the answer is there for you in the actual wind up. I don't know if that makes any sense. I don't know why that's coming through. Let me know if that makes any sense, Sophia. Or if you have any questions about that or clarity, I'm still not sure what you were talking about your heart. So I'll check down there while we're in that imagery up top in the mind. Yeah, your heart is beating really strongly, really powerfully, Sophia. It's wow. Mm, I can feel it. It's almost it's like mm, mm. It's like calling you. Is there something you're passionate about, Sophia, but you're scared about it at the same time? something, because your heart feels so powerful and so strongly about something. I almost want to say, like, it's beating in such a positive way, like it's loving something, and like there's an excitement, almost like, wow, this is amazing. I really love this sort of feeling. I don't know if that hits the mark. Thank God I'm not attached to whether it works or not. We just work with it. Yeah, so let me know where you're at with that, Sophia. Hmm. There's an element of trust in this, Sophia, that's really important. To trust your heart. I don't know what you consider the divine, but I would say trust the universe. It's I just, again, I relate it to my experience. Oh, you do get what I'm saying. Okay. And yeah, there's parts of this that I feel like I can't explain either, so at least we're on the same track with that. But in my experience, my friend, the times that I stressed out about the life path were the times that I was focused on the future mentally, with my thoughts. And I was just missing the process of the moment. I was missing that, trusting that the universe had my back. And my one teacher friend, Susan Sage, said it really best to me. I Now that I've said yes to this, my employer is love. Love is my employer. So why wouldn't love take care of me? Love would always have my back. Love always has, and the universe has always taken care of me, even in the darkest and most difficult times of my life. And so there's when I get into thinking about the future, I disconnect from that, from source, really. I disconnect from the moment, I disconnect from my heart, and I disconnect from the remembering. I have a little bit harder time remembering to trust the universe. But then life and my mind and my heart and my community have a way of bringing me back and reminding me of those things. And then I can drop in the moment again. And yes, it was difficult. It was not easy. I spent 2 different 6-month periods really scared to move forward with my life with this. I wasn't sure if it was the right thing. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do it. There was a lot that I questioned about. But every time I came back into my heart, I could just feel myself being called forward. And that calling had been present for years before I even acknowledged it as a calling to do this specific work. And even then, as I do this today with you guys, I am trusting, I'm knowing somehow and trusting that I might be called in a different direction than this. My gift is growing, it's evolving, and who knows what it'll show up as. Yeah. See what you're saying. Oh, Jeanette, you're so beautiful. Yes, thanks to all of you for helping hold this loving space, for Gary and all of you. Sophia's saying, I can't, oh, I already read that. Yes, I'm working on myself finally. Yes, wonderful. Your journey to your heart is, it's one of the most amazing journeys we can take. Yeah, the journey to ourselves and to our heart. So yeah, my big sense of all of this is there's something you're passionate about, and to just be present with that, Sophia. But also remember, you're in this wind up. It's okay to be in the wind up. We don't we don't go from point A to point Z without the process of becoming all the letters in between, right? That's just part of journeying. It's part of the path of spiritual growth. We don't go from no self-love and no self-confidence to complete confidence and complete self-love. In fact, we might gain self-love and confidence in one area of life, but not another. And then we end up having this tool that we can leverage. Oh, I've gained confidence in this area. Well, maybe I can take what I learned there and apply it in this other area. So that's the notion of transferable skills in the business world. But transferable skills is also a notion that we can use in our spiritual growth, right? As we grow in our relationships with ourselves and with other people, we can then apply those to new situations. It all just unfolds, and the universe, I came to a realization on Monday this week that despite all the things I was worrying about, I just needed to be myself and just let the universe handle the rest. And that's really my closing remark for your reading today. Yeah. Thanks, Gary. I don't know what description that was, but yeah. Okay. Sophia, are you complete for now, my friend? We are going to spin the wheel again for our next person, unless you're not complete. Yeah, welcome. You're welcome. Thank you very much for being here and for your journey with us. All righty, spinning the wheel. And while that wheel spins, I just want to thank everybody for being here. I so appreciate your presence and your involvement, even if you're just hanging out and watching and listening. I appreciate you being here. I love it when people follow me on Insight Timer. I just realized yesterday that I get excited looking at the new followers coming in and looking at everyone's faces. It's just nice to be recognized, but it's also fun for me to recognize you guys, because it means you're resonating with something. So I always appreciate the follows. You're more than welcome to do so if you feel so called to. And I love the donations if you feel so called to. Not required, but it's a nice way to share with each other. Also, I record all of these lives. So if you ever want to go back and listen to an old one, they're all on my YouTube. You can find all my socials on my link tree, which is available in the About tab of my Insight Timer teacher profile. I've got Instagram. I've got Facebook. I love using Facebook Messenger. And then if you ever want to connect. Oh, and then also our beautiful circle of love with Jeanette and Joanne and Peta and Violet and other people. It's named after something I do at the end of the live, as many of you now know. And yeah, you're welcome to join that as well. So just a little bit about what's going on for me. We have number 4 next. Trishan, are you still here? I don't know why I'm sing-songing people's names. It's just fun. That's why. Trishan, you're here. Yay. So, what do you got going on, friend? A body owie, heavy in the heart, something stuck in the noggin, or another question or intention, whatever it is. Do your best to type it as clearly as you can in the moment, and we'll see what journey unfolds. Leanne, Leanne White Swan, nice to see you. Oh, you're not late. You're perfect timing. You can always watch the replay on my YouTube too. So there's no real thing as being late to one of my lives. Stuck. Okay, I need more than that. One word's not quite enough, my friend. How are you feeling stuck? Boy, do I relate to that emotion. I've had that multiple times. Anyone relate to the emotion of feeling stuck or the thinking that I'm stuck? Raise your hand in chat. Trishan, we've all been there. There's Violet raising her hand. Oh, wow. Stephanie is raising multiple hands. I don't know what Peter just raised, but I'm assuming that's a hand. Hey, peace. Yep, thumbs up. Stuckness. Stuckness. It's fascinating. Yes, Stephanie, I'm sorry to hear that, but yeah, stuck with my life path. Okay. Gosh, as you say that and I read it and I feel into that, I don't know. This just came up, guys, but I mean, maybe I need to hold a live about life path, huh? I don't know. That might be powerful. Yeah. Life path. Yeah, stuckness. Okay, so here's the interesting thing about stuckness. Trishan, just relax and get comfortable, feet flat on the floor if you're sitting. Stuckness. So this is interesting. Energy, no matter, energy is always in motion. A lot of people talk about it, emotions as energy in motion. So energy is always in motion, no matter how slowly. It's very similar to how, in my belief system, we are never fully cut off from the divine. We're never, ever fully cut off from source because we are extensions of source. We are connected by the fact that we are part of it. But the thing is that our mind, which can be very powerful and it can be an awesome tool, but a horrible master, our mind can take the reins and then our connection to source shrinks. And then we feel like we're alone. And this is very similar in terms of stuckness in life path. The reality is, for me, in my experience, and this is just one perspective of the universe, you can take what you like and leave the rest, as they always say in 12-step programs. But in my experience, I've suffered the most with thinking that I'm stuck and not like so much dropping into my heart and listening to the call. Like my most recent stuckness. Well, no, that was a little further back. Okay. My most recent stuckness was in the last few weeks, and I was observing how my business was going and worrying about the future of it and thinking about where it was going to be in the future. And in this particular case, I'm I have a goal, or it's really a desire. It's not so much a goal. I don't work with goals like the traditional way of thinking about it, but I have a desire and an intention to find my own apartment. I'm currently living with a beautiful elderly lady who I've been helping support for 12 years now, and I do wish to have my own space again. And so I was thinking about that, and then I was analyzing and judging both myself and the growth of my business for where I'm at. This business is only 3 months old, right? I'm only 3 months into it here on Insight Timer, as well as the rest of my business. And I was getting really feeling kind of stuck energy sort of with that. But the energy, oh, okay. Trishan. Sorry, I had to stop that story because I'm being called to your throat chakra. So, Trishan, um take your hand, your left hand here, and just place it on your throat right there, and make sure it's real soft and gentle. You don't want to be gripping or grasping it. You just want to be lovingly holding your throat, and then just it's sort of like a throat hug with your two hands, just very gentle and loving. Okay. Um. Hmm. Okay, so the energy, okay, the energy I'm getting in your throat chakra is this. Um, come on, what's the? I have to describe it as kind of like a grumbly energy. So if you can picture, um, if you picture like a little gremlin, sort of like a fluffy little guy, very cute, sort of, but kind of a little grumpy maybe, and it's just sort of like just sort of jumping around, sort of no particular pattern, but it's just sort of going, and it's cute. It's cute as can be. It's furry. It's cuddly looking, but its grumpiness makes it a little like, oh, I don't know if I'd want to cuddle it because it's kind of grumpy. But it's definitely, see if you can tap into this energy, Trishan, because it's like it's busy talking about something. It's busy talking about something, and it's just talking about it. And that talk isn't really like coming out. It's being held in. I don't know where this, I love how this just comes through. Does this resonate at all, Trishan? Is there something you've been talking about with people or talking about in your head? Is there something you've been mulling over, chewing on, whatever phrases make sense? And it's just been, and you've been sitting with it for a while, and maybe you've been sitting with it for a while. It feels like it's fussing about, it's grumpy, it's grumbly, it's fussing now. Does it, yeah? What is it? What have you been like? Share it with us, buddy. My friend, just feel free. I know this might not feel like a comfortable thing, but we are here supporting you. So, okay. Yeah, I want to bring everyone's support in on this. This is feeling really huge. So If you're feeling called to support Trishan, you can do it with the heart space, with your hands on your heart. You can do it with hands on your throat chakra, or you can do a pairing of that, one hand on the heart, one hand on the chakra, and just hold a space of allowing for this, for Trishan to experience this, whatever this rumbling, this grumbly, are you, hmm, are you bitching or complaining about something maybe? Or is there something, a topic that you've been holding inside that you haven't been expressing, a desire, something, something you're passionate about? What is it? Try to share it here if you can with us, and we will hold this space. And I'm going to tap into your heart while you do that. No, I'm going to stay with this. It's, this little gremlin. Excuse me, I burped. This little gremlin. Okay. Well, I'm just called to try this now. So can you see this little gremlin, or can you feel this grumbling going on? It'd be in your throat, so you can picture it or you can sense into it. Everybody's different. Not everybody's visual. Okay. What I want you to do is just stand with me for a moment. Pretend that we're standing there. Just picture both of us standing there. You know what we both look like, so that'll be easy for you. I'm just holding you energetically there. Picture us standing there as observers, kind of outside the boundary of the throat, and just watch and observe this little gremlin. It's just jumping around, grumbling, 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 and really look closely. Look at the colors of its fur. Look at the movement, and just be a witness and an observer to this. And watch how it moves. It has no sense of direction, and that's okay, because in the moment, it seems to be concerned with something. Just watch and let it grumble. Sometimes, my friends, sometimes when we're uncertain and we don't know and we're scared and we're not feeling faith or trust in the universe, sometimes we get grumbly, sometimes we get grumpy. And then when we fight against it, when we create stories around it saying, I shouldn't be upset about this, or I shouldn't be grumbling about this, or whatever, then it just piles on and it becomes worse. And it's sometimes the path through the medicine, sometimes it's just sit there and witness and observe it and say, ah, that's what's going on. That's what is in the moment. I tell this story quite frequently. I remember this time when I was living in LA and I was really having a rough morning. I was so angry about what was going on in my life and what I was doing with my career and just not having clarity. And I was a grumpy puss from the moment I laid my feet off the bed, like straight through my morning routine, and it was a mess. And at some point I finally gave up and I said, fine, if I'm going to be angry all day, like I don't want to be angry all day, but if I'm going to be angry all day, I'm going to embrace it. So maybe I can have some fun with this. And so I was on my way to meet some friends, and after I met with them, I went to the store, and by talking with them, I had some relief. I went to the store, and the cashier was one who, and I've told the story before, but the cashier was one who was friendly enough to ask how I was doing, how my day was. And I looked at her and really, really as best I could, I said, I'm deliciously pissy today. And she laughed. And I don't remember the rest of that. But I remember that about an hour later, I was back in center and I felt good again. And so what that taught me was embracing the discomfort is often, not always, but often a path towards comfort again. And so whatever this grumbly thing is for you, Trishan, this may be something that you are yourself grumbling about, or it may be something that you have that you are not expressing. But my encouragement for you is to embrace it, to embrace the rumbly quality of it. Like when you watch and witness this little gremlin, he's cute. He really is cute. I don't know what his fur looks like, but he's looks so fluffy, and he's like he's got so much fur in my mind. He's got so much fur that his cute little legs and feet are very difficult to see. So he looks like a flur blob, just sort of chaotically bouncing around and grumbling. And when you listen to his voice, like when I listen, it's cute. There's a quality to it. Like it's a deep grumble. I don't know what your voice is like in real life, Trishan, but it's like this deep sort of, it's like a rumble. It's almost like, wow. It's like, well, what's the musical people? Help me out here. What's the big drum in the orchestra makes the deep sounds that they go and that makes rumbling sounds? Is that called the timpani? I can't remember. Oh, Sherry. Okay. Good. Yeah, the timpani. Yeah, it's the timpani. So the grumbling of this guy has a very deep timpani sounding resonance to it, and it's really beautiful. There's a depth to it. So embracing this little guy and seeing how beautiful it is, whatever this symbolizes or means for you, Trishan, I don't know. Um, but embracing the emotions, embracing what you're thinking about it, letting go of any thought that doesn't make you feel good, because sometimes when we think, well, not always when we think, in my belief system, we are generating our emotions, and our emotions are then becoming the indicator of whether we're viewing the topic um, from the perspective of love, from the perspective of source. And then we have the option and the power and the choice to shift our mind and focus on something else. So I understand this life path, fears, uncertainty, unknowing. I've lived with uncertainty for many, many years in my life. It's always been staying in the moment that has been the solve and the medicine for me, because the future isn't my responsibility. Now, if there are, we often are encouraged to do visualizations about the future, right? The trick with that is the feeling essence and the feeling quality, in my experience, of doing those visualizations. I try not to do them from a place of planning or hoping or expecting, but I do them from a place of tapping into how good it's going to feel. Because at the end of the day, whenever we're wanting anything in our lives, it's because of how the way we think it will make us feel when we get there. So when we think about life path, A to Z, A to B. There really is no Z. There's A to more A, right? That's an analogy I just created. But as we think about this life path, if we're focused on Z and we're at L, we're missing out on the beauty and the quality of L. But we can focus on Z and feel the wonderfulness of Z. It's going to feel so freeing. It's going to feel so, going to feel so enlivened and so impassioned when I'm doing what my calling is. I'm gonna feel so flexible. I'm gonna feel my heart filled with, maybe it's called to service or whatever, or called to creativity. I'm gonna feel the joy and the enjoyment and the depth of that. We have the power to tap into the future in that regard, and then we're feeling the feelings in the moment. This is the beauty of doing visualization like that. The kettle drums. Yes, thank you, Peta. um yeah, feeling the feelings in the moment then aligns us energetically with what the universe has for us. And when we ask the universe for the way in which we want to feel, whether we can feel it in the moment or not, but when we ask the universe for those feelings, we give the universe an opportunity to blow our minds, to exceed our expectations and knock our socks off. And so when it comes to life path, it's the journey, but also the feelings we're wanting from that. We don't know where that will go. I can't, a year ago, I couldn't have told you like that I would be doing this and meeting all you amazing, beautiful people. Like I couldn't have told you that. I had an inkling that I wanted to do something like it. But the notion, the concept of being a teacher on Insight Timer wasn't even, well, actually a year ago, maybe I say 2 years ago, because a year ago it was there. Anyway, Trishan, how does that land with you? Is that of any help? Do you have any questions? That was a lot. I mean, there was some energy work there, but also a download coming through. So let me know how you are. Where are you at? Meanwhile, I'll see what folks are saying. Thank you, Jeanette. We'll see you. Yep. Jeanette's talking about embracing the emotions, allow, make space, don't cling. Oh, that's a little keyword between her and I. Sherry, you have to go. Okay, great. Everybody was helpful. That was helpful, Trishan. Okay. A lot of love for you, my friend. I know this journey. Um, and I just want to remind you, you're right where you belong. I know that's so sappy and hard to hear sometimes, but we really are when we're on the journey and when we're walking that path. And when we're stepping into that park or that woods for a stroll and we've never been there before, like trust in your ability to walk, right? Trust in your ability to left foot, right foot through this. You have that. We all have that. We forget that we have that. We don't need to know where the path comes out at the other side of the park. We don't know what we'll see when we come out of the woods there. But if we can stop and trust in our body and in our movement, yeah, another analogy. Okay, very, very cool. Thank you, Trishan. We will get ready for another. I think this will be the last one. Thank you for your vulnerability today. Aw, thanks for the hearts, Trishan. Gary, did you say something about Gary, Greg, I feel you could do this every day and more people would come. That reminds me of the Field of Dreams movie, Gary. If you build it, he will come or they will come. I love that. Okay. We're going to spend one more time. Well, let's see, 122. Hi, Michelle. Nice to see you. You've tuned into the right time, seeing you at your best. Thank you, helping Gary with such deep care, respect, love, and compassion. Greg, you're such a beautiful and natural soul. Thank you, Michelle. That's nice to hear. I appreciate you saying that. We are so blessed to have you to be here on IT. Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much. I love that. Yeah, let's spin the wheel one more time. I'm sensing that this will have to be a short one because I need to go to the bathroom soon. Apparently, I've been drinking a lot of water. So here we go. Spinning again. Let's see who gets picked. Okay, we have a winner, and it is number 12, Michelle, but I don't think it's the Michelle that just wrote. Do we have more than one Michelle here? I think we do. Michelle, who spoke up earlier. Are you still here? How do you guys like my background today? I really like it. We could do a reading for all the Michelles? Whoa, how many Michelles do we have here? Stephanie, that would be funny. I know you didn't say that, but hi, Rhonda. Nice to see you. There's one Michelle. Do we have another Michelle? Were you the Michelle? Did I miss the because sometimes I noticed that the pictures don't come through right away and I just see the person's initial. I don't know if that's a bug in Insight Timer. Michelle, were you the one? You were the one asking? So you're up if this is you. It's you. It's you. It's you. It's me. It's us. I'm being so silly today. Michelle, what can I do for you today? How can our beautiful circle of love support you today? And I will need to keep this a short one because I really do need to go to the bathroom soon. Stephanie says, I've been using the lotus flower a lot lately, also wearing my lotus ring with a turquoise stone. That sounds beautiful. Was told it is a traveler stone. I really want to go somewhere. I love that for you. That's super cool. Turquoise. Ooh, sounds like a rich color. Lindsay, I came in about an hour late, but can't wait to catch you next time. Fun stuff. I'm glad, Lindsay. Yeah, anything goes here in ChakraTouch lives with Greg. But I do record all these lives and I put them up on my YouTube. So go check out my link tree link in the about section of my Insight Timer teacher profile. And also remember to follow on IT. Follow me and you'll get notified when I do lives. I'm next weekend I'm starting 3 a week. So Sunday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Michelle, what do you have for us today? Yeah, I agree, Gary. You can never have enough Michelles. I love that. Thanks, Lindsay. Oh, I love purple hearts too. It's like my favorite emote, my favorite emoji to use. Yes, follow your intuition. That's what your profile says. I love that. All right. I can feel Michelle typing. That's totally fine, dear. I'm the worst at typing in the Insight Timer. I don't know how people type on mobile devices on lives. I feel bad. I think that's one of the reasons I want to do, but it is one of the reasons I want to do small groups. As I said earlier on at the beginning, I am actually developing, mulling over, processing, percolating on how to do small groups. The first one I'm thinking about doing is pretty much the exact same format as a live, but the group would be about 8 people. It would be 2 times a month on Zoom. And because I know I can do in a 2 hour period, I know I can definitely do 4 readings for folks. And those would be like really, really deep readings. And then there's more ideas that I have around that as well as group programs. So I will keep you guys posted through the Circle of Love group and other lives as well about that. I'm actually, it's exciting for me. I'm actually more excited to do the group stuff than I am, as much as I love doing private sessions with folks, as some of you have had. The I just there's something about the group energy and working together and building community and just having just we there's so many times that a message comes through for one person and it's relevant to multiples. I just love that. I love that synergy. I agree, Lindsay. I do have a hard time while I'm typing on mobile to gather all my thoughts and write it all out without taking forever. But the other thing is like, as you guys can see, I like to be very expressive. So, like in for me in my life, like when I'm trying to ask a question, I'm trying to come from the right place, or I'm trying to like weave in the subtleties and the nuances that I'm aware of, as opposed to just asking or making one blanket statement. And that's just because my emotions run deep and I tend to be aware of lots of them at the same time. Pisces. Violet, what are you saying? And thank you everyone for the tips with the headache. Yeah, you have? How are you feeling? Oh, Gary, that's amazing. He's walking by those trees right now. Say hello to your puppy dog for us. Definitely helping. Very cool. I loved when I don't get headaches a lot, but when I have had them in the recent years, really liked just gently massaging my face. And then the other thing I loved to do, I don't know where I got this, was I just make this funny humming sound and let my lips wiggle like something like that. I can't do it quite right, but and I don't know why that vibration is so calming. I'm glad everyone's tips are helping, Violet. Headaches hurt. I don't know. I'm just being silly. I'm actually just sort of filling the time for the moment. Oh, Parminder, Violet, when she came on at the beginning, she said she had a headache today. And Jeanette and Joanne and a couple other people had some really cool tips about how to help it feel better, like trigger points and acupressure. So did somebody say reflexology? Yeah, just some really beautiful tips for her. And you're feeling a bit better. That's great. Oh, well, watch the replay again. Perfect that I'm record these. Okay, so Michelle, yeah, I don't want you to struggle with it. I offer this as an idea, and let me know if this resonates or not. But if you want to come back at the next live, if you can come, well, actually, no matter what time you show up at it, I agree to make sure that you get your reading. Do you want to do that? The next live would be next Wednesday at 2:22 p.m. Eastern. Because I don't want you to have to suffer. The other thing is if you want to do a private with me, I do them on the phone and Zoom, and then you wouldn't have to type. But that's really up to you. That's just an idea. Um, I'm just wanting to balance my need to use the restroom and your desire to get a reading so that I can be of service to you. I can't imagine what it's like to use a phone with a disability. That must be really challenging. Let's all send Michelle some love and compassion right now. Just hold her in your hearts. It's a good reminder, sometimes there's lots of reasons why it's hard to type. We can have language and cultural differences. Typing in and of itself, is a limiting medium in ways, but it's also a blessing that we can be here together in this particular way of being together. How about this? How about I go to the bathroom? Are you guys okay with that? Are you okay? This is a little bizarre. I will, Susan. Yeah. How about I go to the bathroom and then I'm available for longer. Yeah, if you guys don't mind. Yes. Okay. This is bizarre, but this is cool, right? We're dealing with what is in the moment, right? Perfect lesson for me too. Here we go. Michelle, my dear, take your time, okay? I'm gonna go to the bathroom and I'll be back in a minute or two. I'm gonna leave you guys with this beautiful background. There we go. Enjoy the butterflies, and I'm gonna mute. I am back, my friends. That idea was brilliant. I feel so much better. Hi, there we go. Yes, Violet, message me later. There's a great website I use. I don't remember the name of it, but it has free to use videos, and I look for specific qualities. I guess I look for the feel of it. And I've just got tons of beautiful ones. Well, I love them, so I think they're beautiful, which is all that matters. Susan, the dates and the times for my lives, if that's what you were asking about, just follow me on Insight Timer. You will see in the events tab all of my lives. I just today scheduled all of them for February. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to do February 25th because it's my birthday. I'm sort of two minds. I would love to spend some of my birthday with you guys, but then the other half of my mind would love to just spend it with my friends, which I will be able to do both if I decide to do that. So yeah, so those are the times there. The next two is next Wednesday and next Friday. I always do Wednesdays at 2:22 unless life gets in the way, and I do Fridays at 4:44. Let's see. Go, go, go. I love how you encourage me to go pee. Yeah. Go pee. It is part of life, isn't it? Us for the cause. When you gotta go, right? Yeah, the green butterflies are so beautiful. Let's see if I have another background for you guys. Do, 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 do. Here we are playing with virtual backgrounds. I have another butterfly-ish sort of one. Oh, this one. And there's a girl meditating there. Yes, yes. Did you know, Susan, that when you go into a live and or when you click the attend button on Insight Timer, when you're clicking the button that says attend, there's an option to add it to your calendar. Invisibility Club Peter. Yeah, I love that. Whoosh, and he's gone. Yes, okay, great. If anyone doesn't know, for future reference, because sometimes Insight Timer glitches and it'll crash the app and you'll get dropped out of a live. If you actually sign up to attend the event and then add it to your calendar, or I think even if you just add it to your calendar, there'll be a link there in your calendar in your mobile. And so when you crash, it'll bring you back and you'll at least be able to rejoin in your browser, which has been so helpful for me so many times when Insight Timer has crashed out. Yeah, this one's really cool, but I've got to say that the one I chose today was really the the vibe I was feeling for today. There's just something about the uh the green butterflies or whatever. And Violet, don't you have a live coming up soon? Violet is also a teacher here. I have not attended one of her lives yet, but she's in our group Circle of Love, and I know she's a beautiful soul. Do you want to say what you do, Violet, or when you've got a live coming up? I will always love promoting and supporting other teachers. We are all together on the path. Oh, cool. Jude Gorini? Oh, okay. Very nice. So if you're into or looking to do a vision board work, my friends, check out Violet, see what she's got to share. Oh, okay. A joint profile. Didn't know you could do that, but I guess you can make as many as you want, huh? Well, I think we're done spinning for day. So I'm gonna put the spin to winner away. Oh, really? Why's that? Oh, okay. She had to reapply as a joint profile. I love that, Gary. Oh, I didn't know Violet does oracles with coffee and crystals too. I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for that. I love that. Do I need to drink coffee to attend? I don't like coffee. Oh, so you're just saying you had to go through the whole process again. Okay, interesting. I don't drink tea either. Can I drink water? Thank you. It's water. Well, what's everybody doing this weekend? Might as well chit chat some more. Mm. Thanks, Susan. Just being me. Just being me. It's an ongoing journey. It's taken many, many years and will continue to take more. Band practice in a moment. Ooh, what do you play? Crystal or Violet loves crystals and oracle cards, so she does an hour once a month under her own profile. Cool. Joanne makes her own herbal teas, or as some languages pronounce it, herbal. Susan might have a house sitting gig. It will let me get out of SUV living for winter. That would be really nice, Susan. I love that for you. Good luck finding the hammer, Linda. Remember, the hammer is just one tool. When all you've got a hammer, when all you've got is a hammer, what is it? When all you've got is a hammer, all you can see are nails sometimes. I think that's meant to encourage us to remember that we have more than one tool to use in our life. Well, after this, I'm going to have supper because usually by the end of the live, I'm hungry. Tonight, I'm going to play some video games with friends, and then I might be getting together with my brother and sister this weekend. We're coming up on the anniversary of my mama's croaking, as Abraham likes to say. She died March 30th of 2012. So that's been coming up on 12 years, which is crazy to think that it's been that long. And the poor woman, I'll just tell more stories then, I guess. She was fortunate. She was able to be in a private hospice, a volunteer nonprofit hospice, and they kept her really, really cozy and comfy. And I just love palliative care. I just think that it is so powerful. And I was able to actually stay there with her because I was homeless at the time. And I had flown back from LA literally to see her and be with her after 15 years of not seeing her. And we hung out every day. I would just play games or do research on my laptop while I think it was her laptop. While she just she did whatever she felt comfortable for her because she was dying and we knew it. And I remember how natural it felt. So this is after, like I said, 15 years of not seeing her. I never flew home, and for some whack reason, my parents never wanted to visit me anywhere else I lived, which I never really understood. But I accepted eventually. So, anyways, I would just hang out with her, and it felt like we were just chilling, being in each other's presence. We'd talk about whatever, and it really felt like no time had gone by, you know? And I remember the day or two before she passed, and I was holding her hand and we were talking, and she looked all sad. And I said, "What's wrong, Mama?" "Oh, I'm getting sad." Just feeling into that and feeling the sadness. And she looked at me and she said, "I'm sorry I messed up the family." because when I was 23, she separated from my dad and then a year later filed for divorce. And that said to me in that moment that she'd been carrying this her whole life. And she died at 76, 12 years ago. And 23, that was well over, that was about 35 years ago for me, maybe. I'm going to be 60 in this month. And I looked at her and I said, Mom, you saved the family. We're closer now to each other than we ever have been because you took care of yourself. You did what you needed to do to take care of yourself. And yeah, it may not look the way you wanted it to, because she had an image in her mind of what it should be. And apparently she carried that right to that day. And I'm really believing, I'm believing in my heart, and I certainly hope this was her experience, but I believe that that moment of sharing with her enabled her to let go at least a little bit of that guilt and that shame, and allow herself to move on to whatever is next with a little bit more peace of mind. So, eh, anniversaries are just that, anniversaries, but I thank you, Linda. Yeah, I love that Abraham Hicks says croaking too. Uh-oh, a bored lady with a hammer, Gary says. Watch out, Linda. Be careful. Don't go to Linda's house when she fights the hammer. Oh, you have a drill. You've got more than one tool. I love that. Well, my friends, energetically, I cannot comfortably go beyond a 2 hour point, and it is coming to that. So, Michelle, my friend, if you are still here, I invite you to reach out to me through Insight Timer or through my socials, whichever one you want. And we can meet on the phone or Zoom, and I will give you 20 minutes to half an hour for your question. Okay, sweetheart. It's, I'm just approaching my energetic limit and need to take care of my needs, and I want to honor your disability as well. So hopefully that offers a space to do that. I would love to meet with you privately. This would be free, or unless you want to give a donation, that is completely up to you. Donations are always optionable, but optionable? That's a weird word. Optional, but always appreciated. So Michelle, does that work for you, my friend? That would hopefully serve both of us. Yeah, I have no problem doing that. I love doing privates. They're so much fun. People get to go deeper. And for me, it's really good. For my gift, it's particularly potent. See, because, and this is one reason I want to do the groups as well, because when I can see or at least hear somebody, like I can riff off of what they're sharing. They're able to share in real time, right? In the moment. They can talk about any sensations they're having, any insights that are coming up. They can talk about the imagery that they might see or the feelings they're having. And it can go really deep. It's really quite beautiful for me, at least. And I know it has been for others as well. If Jenny's still here, she's one of my clients that I meet with individually. Sorry to call you out, Jenny, but I love meeting with you. You are still here. So with that, what did I miss? Violet says, I'm so grateful that my sons have told me that I did the right thing when I divorced their dad. It's brought me a lot of peace, right? It brought me, my brother, and my sister a lot of peace too. And in fact, the three of us are closer than ever now, which I greatly appreciate. And I'm the kind of person who has said for all his life, I'm not much for family. Well, I don't want a family. I don't want to have a family of my own, but I do love my family, and that's really important. Okay. Enjoy your dinner, Violet says. Linda says thank you. Let's wrap up. You know what? I forgot. We have to do our circle of love. I'm sorry. I'm forgetting things. We're having things that are unusual today. Anyways, let's do our circle of love. If you're sitting, feet flat on the floor, my friends, place your left hand on your heart chakra and your right hand on top of it. Close your eyes and get cozy. And just picture your hands on your chest. Feel into that connection. And watch as they melt into and reach into the depths of your heart center. And gently reach your hands towards your heart, however you want to picture your heart. I like to picture mine as a 3D heart emoji. And just reach out and lovingly, gently, and with great care, pick up and hold your heart in your hands. Cradle it gently and feel into it. And as you're holding your heart, bring to mind a person, place, or thing that you deeply and purely love. There's no stories, there's no judgment, there's no analysis. It's just a person, place, or thing that you absolutely purely enjoy and love. Just love with your whole heart, and hold them in your heart. Hold the thought of them and feel the quality of that love, placing a seed in your heart and gently but rapidly growing. You're welcome to think of other people and places and things that you deeply and purely love as well, but just let that love grow in your heart, a warmth. Watch how it shines around your heart and fills it with such joy. And let that energy, maybe it's golden, maybe it's purple, maybe it's pink or red or blue. Green is the energy or the color of the heart chakra, and let that fill your heart space. Just let it fill the entirety of your chest. And just breathe it in. And as it fills and you feel that enormous, beautiful love, reach out your right hand and place your palm on the back of somebody in this group, somebody here in the channel, 136 meditators right now. It can be someone specific you're picturing or thinking of, or it can be just anyone in general. And as you place your hand on the back of their heart, just watch as this beautiful circle, this energetic circle of love of all of us holding our hands on someone else's heart just unfolds before our eyes, before our mind's eye. Here we are, 136 people, holding our own hearts with our left hand and loving the back of someone else's heart with our right hand. This is us, my friends. We forget that we are love. We forget that we are connected by love. And we forget that we can love and feel love at any moment's notice. It is the magic and the medicine by which we can choose to live our lives. It's mystical. And it's ours. Thank you for being here. Thank you for participating. Thank you for your love and your support of everybody who has received it today. I'm glad you were here today. Check out the replay if you missed the beginning. It'll be on my YouTube channel. And I wish you all an amazing, beautiful night and weekend. We'll see you at a future live of mine or somebody else's, maybe Violet's. Who knows? I'm sure our paths will cross. Say hi, sending hearts and loves and blessings to all of you. Thank you once again for being here and have a lovely evening. Bye-bye.